it's the next day now. Sorry, we didn't film last night in the end when we got back because the traffic was horrendous. We got stuck in a lot of traffic jams, didn't we? And then by the time we'd got back and we'd picked up Pablo, we were just a bit shattered and tired because I think it's our first day out for a very long time and we're just not used to it. So first full day out. So I've written some notes because I thought otherwise, I wrote these last night because otherwise I might forget by today, but we're just going to sum up what we thought about the whole experience and just to give you some idea. So basically when we arrived, cars were all socially distanced so that when you're getting out of your car you're not right on top of somebody else, so they were using every other space, weren't they?
Yeah, which is nice.
Which was really good. Gary does like a big parking space. So everything was, you had your tickets on you had like a QR code either on your phone or on paper that you printed out, and they had a scanner, so there was somebody there, so it's all just scanned, socially distanced stickers all the way up there, sanitisers before you got to the scanner. You go through security, they had somebody who was fully masked and gloved up, put fresh gloves on each bag, and use his little stick thing that you wipe down first. And
probably a wand.
Yeah, a wand, yeah. And put that in just to check everything, and then you walk through the body scanner thing. So that was all great. And everywhere there was hand sanitizer, like hands-free hand sanitizer stations.
Yep.
It was.
Spent the whole day doing this.
Yeah, it was. They were everywhere. They were literally everywhere. So that was really good. So the end of the vlog you've just seen, we were in the room where all of the wand boxes are all names of anyone who's worked on the film. And there was a nice guy in there called Matthew who was having a really long chat with us, wasn't I? Wasn't he?
I didn't notice that. I didn't even notice that the boxes had names on.
No, but
so
all of them were different names.
Oh yeah.
And he said that everybody who worked on a film, as a tribute, that room was built specifically for that.
Yeah.
All the staff, all the cast members, there was loads of them, really helpful, really enthusiastic, and they all had like blue sticker squares on the floor, didn't they, that they stood inside and you weren't allowed to go any closer, so you know you couldn't risk their health by getting too close to them. They all had masks on. So yeah, he basically was telling us, Matthew, that on a normal day, on a normal average day, they have between 8,000 and 10,000 visitors go through that door each day, and that's just a normal day. And he said at the moment, a normal day, the busiest it gets is 800 people, and that's busiest, and it wasn't that busy when we went. So basically it was really, considering it's like, you know, I've been quite scared going out, and it's obviously our first proper day out. You had the theme park feels, didn't you, as we walked in?
Yeah, it did actually, yeah.
Yeah, Gary got quite excited, said it almost felt like going into a theme park.
Which it was, I suppose, just a very small one.
Everywhere, the staff were amazing. They were so upbeat, so friendly, so happy. They were cleaning everything so thoroughly. I cannot tell you how impressed I was with how well they were cleaning everything. Everybody had masks on. Everybody. Staff and visitors alike. Everybody. Everything was really laid. I mean, there was hardly anybody there when we went, which was fantastic. But everything was laid out. Social distance stickers were everywhere, but the staff were making sure that everyone was socially distanced. And at one point we did overhear a conversation between two of the cast members, and they sort of said basically a family had come in who weren't abiding by social distancing, and they'd been told off once already, and then they'd been told off in the room before we'd got to, and basically she'd come to tell the cast member in our room, if they come in here and they don't social distance and that's it, kind of 3 strikes and they're out, we're going to have them escorted off the property because they've been told twice about social distancing. And they're not really listening. So they're really hot on it, and they're really good, and that is really reassuring. So the food areas, they've got a couple of different food areas, but the backlot cafe was where we stopped for a butterbeer. Now I've not even had a drink out, let alone anything to eat, because I've really just felt uncomfortable doing that, but we did stop for a butterbeer. They had inside and outside seating. You queued up and got your butterbeer. It was all done, everything's contactless, money wise there, everything's contactless. The guy serving put fresh gloves on to get the drink and so on. And then we went to go and sit down, and so you have to go to like a barrier, and we said we wanted to sit outside. So she escorted us through and showed us which table we had to sit at, and they're only using sort of every other table. And on the table is a QR code, and you have to do track and trace, which we were quite happy to do, but you do that with your QR code at your table. So it was really, really safe. Toilets, I don't know what the toilets were like when I meant to ask you, but when I went into the toilets, they had social distance markers on the floor. Also, every other tap was turned off and had a big sticker across it, and every other toilet had a big sticker across it. So it's only every other toilet and only every other tap. What was yours?
Don't remember actually, I was a bit desperate. So I just sort of legged it in there and went and came out.
Yeah, I have to say, Gary did want to go to the toilet and then got so excited when he saw the motorbike and sidecar and the car and everything that he completely forgot and went into the next room.
And he realised I've got half an hour slept and gone. So
yeah, started joggling around like a naughty little boy.
But yeah, they were. They seemed very clean. I think that when I was in there, it was only me in there. When I came out, one other person came in. But
yeah.
I
mean, there's arrows. You have to go in the direction of flow. There's arrows to show you which way to go, and that's what you have to do, which is absolutely fine. So you can't sort of go back on yourself. There was things. The only two things that weren't available were you couldn't go inside Privet Drive, the house at Privet Drive, which you normally can apparently to see all the letters coming up the fireplace and everything. So you couldn't do that, and you couldn't go on the carriage at the Hogwarts Express. Normally you can climb up the steps and sort of either go inside or have your photo taken, but you couldn't do that. They did have a green screen carriage on the other side, which had about 6 different sections, but only one family at a time were allowed on, and they were thoroughly cleaning. So I have to say that I was super, super impressed, and I honestly didn't feel unsafe at all day. Warner Brothers Studio, you have done an amazing job. I am, so impressed, I can't tell you. Shame it's taken a pandemic for me to get there, because it's somewhere I've wanted to go since it opened, and it's just never happened. But it's a shame it's taken a pandemic for me to get there, but in a nice way. If you want to say the flip side of it, looking for the positives, what an amazing experience to be there virtually on our own. I mean, we were in the Great Hall virtually on our own. We were in the Gringotts on our own. So really, really good. I felt a bit strange with the cast members. Normally you'd be able to, some of the things you want to take pictures, you sort of say, oh, can you take my phone, take a picture? You can't do that now. But what they've done in front of a lot of things is they've set up little stands. You can put your phone on and put a timer on. So they've specifically set them up in the right position.
Good idea, actually.
So you can do that. So that was really good, wasn't it?
We did a couple of those.
Yeah. But everything was...
Did a false perspective one.
Yeah.
And then one standing in amongst loads of
treasure and stuff, wasn't it? Yeah. And with the broomstick.
Oh yeah.
And all that sort of thing. But yeah, so that was really good.
To come up to my hand.
Yeah. So
without any mechanical assistance whatsoever.
I personally would say, if you are thinking of going, and you're at all worried, don't be. Because it was safer than when we've just gone for a walk down the seafront. It was safer than when we went to Primark and I mean definitely IKEA.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot safer than that.
Yeah, but it was really and the staff were amazing. They really were, and they literally were limiting. I mean, they didn't have to limit because there wasn't enough of us there to limit anything really. But no, everything was so safe and so good. I would highly, highly recommend it. So. That's that. So, whilst we were there, we bought a few little bits, so I thought I'd show you, just sum it all up here, show you what we bought. Whenever we go anywhere, we always like to buy a Christmas decoration, and usually we get our Disney Christmas decoration from Disney when we go each year. We've got one, and this year we obviously haven't been to a Disney park to get one, so we thought while we were there, we would get a Hogwarts Express. Now this good old camera is probably not going to focus, as it never does. So I'm going to insert a clip instead of this because there's blinking camera. Wherever we go to Disney or anywhere, we always like to get a pin to remind us of what we've done. I think what I'm going to do is just not bother with the camera, and I'm just going to insert the pictures after. So we bought a set of the 4 houses and the Hogwarts crest of the pins. So that was our little memento to go with the pins. And I just found that we went to Walt Disney World. Wrong franchise. We went to Universal when Hogsmeade first opened. And when Hogsmeade first opened, and we bought this, and that was I'll put a picture in of that as well, and that was $9.99 when we went. Yep, and that was all that time ago. So yeah, that was one we bought when we very first went to Hogsmeade when it first opened. Love a butterbeer. Couldn't come away without buying some butterbeer. So there we are, 4 little bottles. I thought it's a really nice packaging actually. Again, I'll stick a picture in just in case you can't see, but I really like the bottles and the picture.
It's really nice, that stuff. Nice.
Ask for a passport, because they were giving them out to children. And I asked for one, and they said, yeah, that's fine. But there were a lot of other adults around. Lots of other people then started asking for them. So basically, they give you this passport, and you have to collect all the stamps. And they're like an embossed kind of stamp. And they tell you where to get them, and it gives you little bits of information and things. I didn't end up collecting them all, just because we were rushing around and doing stuff. But basically, They've done that so it's all hands-free as well.
Yeah.
So you slide that underneath the stamping area, and then there's a foot lever that you press on to compress down and to get your crest. So but that's a freebie. You can ask any of the cast members for that. Can't go there and not get a photo. So I'll insert a picture of this, but that's the green screen train that we went on. And it comes in quite a nice little booklet, and it tells you some of the things in there as well. So we did that, we got a picture, and lastly I did actually sit and do the interactive broomstick that takes you over the Quidditch pitch and across London and everything.
Sounds interesting.
But it wasn't I didn't think it was all over. Unfortunately, because you've got to wear a mask at the moment, and because they can't give you the robes and things to try on because of COVID, so it didn't really look that good in the end, so we decided not to. But we did have this done, and again I'll see if I can stick a picture in of that. Yeah, so I was the witch for the day. No comments please. So all in all, we had a fantastic time. It was really nice, wasn't it? Yeah, just to get out and to escape reality for a little while, which we haven't been able to do for a long time. You really enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, Gary's not been a big Harry Potter sort of fan. He's seen, I mean, as I've said before, Gary doesn't read. Can read, he doesn't read. Just putting that out there.
So I was wearing reading glasses and I just really hate wearing them. So
yeah, it's not that. You've been doing it since before reading.
Yeah,
like you've
maybe,
never read.
Maybe.
How many books in your entire 61 years have you read?
I don't know, probably a handful. I've done.
Handful. Oh, come on, don't over exaggerate. How many?
I've read loads of magazines.
2? I mean, I love reading all the time. So, and actually, I feel like I might want to go back and read all the Harry Potter again now. But yeah, so I knew the story really well. I had to keep explaining to Gary what different things were, because he's only seen some of the films or bits of them. Because, as you know, what happens is the film goes on, Gary watches a bit, falls asleep for a great big chunk, wakes up for the end. You know.
Oh yeah.
So,
no, it's good. Yeah, I've never classed myself as a massive Harry Potter fan. Maybe for the wrong reasons, but I was really impressed with it. Yeah, I was blown away really. I'll go back again.
Yeah, I was just going to say that we definitely will go back again, because there was too much to take in, wasn't there, really, in one day.
And it's quite easy to, I mean, I suppose it depends where you are, but obviously it's bloody fly.
Don't excuse us, he has washed today.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Carry on.
I mean, obviously it's literally, what, 2 miles off the M25.
Because it was easy to get to.
So, you know, wherever you are around horrendous circle that is the M25. You've only got to make your way in, and it was once you get to the exit to turn off for the Warner Brothers studio, it's literally 2 miles.
Yeah,
it was just
couple of
an
minutes.
absolute piece of cake. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So,
but it's very, very impressive to see how much work goes into a film, and how much behind the scenes stuff happens, and even some of the models and things were absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm sure when obviously you will have seen the vlog by now.
Well, I know all about that because I have been in a film.
Oh, okay. Yes, Gary did star in a
Which took
film.
all day, and I was in it for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. If you want details of that, DM us and we'll talk to you about it.
Yeah. It wasn't a blockbuster, so you probably haven't heard.
It was actually a Bollywood movie.
Yeah, it was a Bollywood movie. They used me as an air steward.
Anyway, the amount of work that goes into these things behind the scenes was incredible, and I'm sure the vlog doesn't do it justice. I really, really don't think it will. So I would say, if any of you out there are thinking of going, go. Especially now, it's really safe, it's really good, and you'll never get an opportunity for it to be so empty as it is at the moment. A brilliant day. And I think for us, it gave us that bit of a boost that we needed, because we've had, we've been stuck indoors. We've not had anything like fun to do really, and that was just a day of escapism. Definitely
it was
worth
amazing.
it. Yeah.
It certainly had the feel of an American theme park. It certainly had the universal feel about it. That type of thing. And
I think
that for a while.
It was nice as well because it was lovely and sunny. So when you get halfway, you get to the Backlot Cafe. Yeah, when you get halfway,
something like that.
So when you get halfway, you get to the Backlot Cafe, and there's like a courtyard bit outside, which is where Privet Drive is.
It's the tiny little thing that's trying to get in my mouth.
where the Privet Drive is, and the night bus, and the bridge, and all that kind of thing. So it's in like a big courtyard sort of area, and the Potter's Cottage, wasn't it, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that was really nice because we sat out there and had our butterbeer, and it was a lovely sunny day, and it was actually quite hot, so it almost felt a bit Floridian actually. But
it's got like a little courtyard, and it's like a bit of a sun trap as well.
Yeah. So that was really nice, really nice. But
that beer's nice as well.
The butterbeer.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite a big cream soda fan, and it's a bit cream soda.
It's cream soda and butterscotch, basically, isn't it? That's what it is.
It is really nice.
So, anyway, I'm sure we have bored you enough now. Go. That's all I can say is go. And Warner Brothers Studios, you get a double big thumbs up from us because we were super, super impressed. Excellent. Right, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, you know the score. Give us a thumbs up. Press the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. And
ding-ling-ling.
Join us for whatever other things that we bring your way. But we'd definitely go back there again. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there. Be kind to each other. And be happy. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.